You have to conquer the devil in you. And the devil in this case, I mean the embodiment of your inner shadows, your fears, your unhealed trauma, your ego-driven patterns, your insecurities, addictions, and even self-sabotaging behaviors. Huh? And to conquer this, you have to face your emotional wounds without denial. You have to recognize where you have been living in reaction, not alignment. You have to stop blaming others for your pain and instead take inner responsibility. Because if you don't conquer this part of you, then it doesn't disappear. It controls you from the background. It projects your unresolved issues onto others. It keeps you bitter, reactive, it keeps you jealous, compulsive, or even numb. And then you won't even realize you're being driven by something unhealed. Once you have conquered the devil, you have to find the God in you. And the God in this sense means your inner truth, your spiritual essence, your core alignment, calm, grounded wisdom, your creative and loving power. And to find this, you have to cultivate self-awareness and stillness, You have to live in integrity with your higher self. Make choices that are rooted in clarity, not fear. Heal your perception so you see through alignment, not trauma. When you find the God in you, then you no longer seek external saviors because you begin to trust your own spiritual compass. Now, if you don't conquer your devil and find that God in you, then you will end up worshiping other people's gods. And this is where many people lose themselves. When you haven't done your inner work, you start to idolize people who look powerful. You follow trends, opinions, and even values that don't actually align with you. You sacrifice your voice to fit into the system, to fit into the beliefs or even communities that promise security or belonging. You start worshiping other people's gods, which means you believe in what they believe without even questioning. You adopt their metrics of success, their metrics of worth, or even purpose. You end up betraying your essence to serve their agenda, not yours. This is the foundation of spiritual disempowerment. Then you end up getting tempted and distracted by their devil. If you don't know your own wounds and values, then you don't know what integrity feels like in your soul. You will easily get tempted by surface success, attention, validation. You will be distracted by chaos, by drama, addiction, things that are not even yours. You will be manipulated by people who operate from their own unhealed devils. Then you end up carrying the emotional and psychological weight of others' dysfunction because you never learned to differentiate your storm from theirs. This is all about inner alignment. If you don't heal your shadow, you will project it onto others or even surrender to someone else's. If you don't cultivate your own connection to divinity, you will follow the loudest voice, even if it leads you away from your peace. So the work is, you have to know your devil so it doesn't own you. You have to meet your God so you stop looking for power outside yourself. You have to stay grounded so that you can walk your path without being led astray by noise, by temptations, or even unhealed influence. My people, heal. Heal.